Hello, friends, and welcome to 10 Points Under, where we put the Ornac in Tornac. This is Big a Bullfrog, aka Taylor, coming at you today, and joining me once again is Tales of Valhalla, the awesome Heroscape stop motion film YouTube creator. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, another time getting pulled away from the animating table to enjoy another game with 10 points under, and it's just like I listen to you guys while animating, set up my stuff, and then I'm just right back on here, enjoying to view another game. And this one looks especially interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. I'm really excited for this one. So this game is from the, again, like I'll say it again, this is from the Online Con series of events. This one is from the main event, the championship matches that were happening. This is from day one of the main event, which is Reverse the Whip. It was 430 point Reverse the Whip style tournament. And we've got two new players to the channel actually who we're going to be able to feature today. So that's like part of why I'm really excited for this. Up here on the right, we've got Rama. He's playing this Soulborg army up here. We've got Major Q10, 2 squads of Gladiatrons, and 2 squads of Blastatrons. And Rama is actually, so this is round 2 of the main event. In round 1, I played against Rama. Had a great time playing with him, talked to him a lot, like, because we were doing the voice chat and everything. And basically decided, hey, this is a cool guy, I want to record one of his games. And so I got him the next round, and he's playing against MrChompy, who I actually played against later on in the tournament. So these are both people I played against, both really fun people to play against. I had a really fun time with both of them. But MrChompy over here is running MrChompy, Grimnack himself, along with Ornac, Narak, and 4 squades, squades?
Squads.
Sorry, 4 squads of Blade Gruts. You will notice that he is sitting one Blade Grut because of figure limit constraints. He just had to sit one because the figure limit was 18. But yeah, so 2 really cool armies, and actually, since this is round 2, these are actually, they're playing each other's armies. So Rama actually brought the Orc army, MrChompy brought the, ironically, the non-Chompy army, but they traded armies for this game because, that's how Reverse the Whip rocks. It's a really cool format that I love, and you have to play your opponent's armies. So it'll be cool to see how they play the armies that their opponent brought. Not that, like, both of these armies are fairly straightforward, but there still is kind of like that skill curve, right? With, like, Blade Gruts as well as with Blastatrons, especially when you're not doing the optimized Raylan build with them. So it'll be cool to see how they just play this one out.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how players, how well they know the miniatures that they're operating with, or even their opponents, and what skills from all the miniatures they have they can use cohesively together to take down their opponent. So I'm looking forward to this, and the playing field's fun too. You got, like, it's a Battle of the Underdark, a lot of D&D playing field happening. You got the shadow tiles, which will give it an advantage. So might be a rush to the center here, getting started. The field is, would you say the field is like medium sized?
Yeah, I'd say this is like medium, maybe like medium large, but it's not quite as large as other large maps that you'll see. So yeah, it's kind of in that realm. I think it plays a little bit larger just because of the pathing. It's a little bit, it's not like terrible to get across, but there are like spots where you've got to be like, okay, I've got to get here, and then I'll come over to here or here, and so it's like, so it plays a little bit slower generally, but then you also do have road to kind of like speed things up and allow fast attack. So it's a cool map. This is honestly, so Doc, this is Doc's favorite map, I think, right now.
I like it. I like it a lot. Just looks like a good one just to have all out shooting battle in, really, with this. But it'll be interesting because looking at the armies, I think on like Rama, I think Rama has a little bit more of the advantage at this moment, just because he's got ranged
Right.
miniatures. But depending on how the orc army is used, we'll see how it plays out. I don't know. I'm interested to see how these players play this game and how they use their own armies against each other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely agreed there. Go ahead and get this rocket and rolling for us. Right? Okay, there you go.
All right, so rolling for initiative.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. Like, when you've got pure melee versus, a good amount of range, I think you usually do give that advantage to the ranged figures.
Right.
Minus a few specific matchups. But like, when you're playing with these kinds of armies, you usually give that advantage to the range. But it is like, I think, also important to remember that usually this range depends on the screen of the gladiatrons. But with
Sure.
only 2 squads, that's surprisingly fragile, especially without Raylan. 'Cause, usually Blastatrons are run, 3 blasts, 3 glads, Raylan, and that's their power army. But
Right.
once that's weakened by not having Raylan and only having 8 gladiatrons and having Grimneck who can chomp through those gladiatrons, things get interesting really fast.
Raylan can't be everywhere, unfortunately.
Right?
Technically she can, but not at this moment. So yeah, this is interesting. So Mr. Chompy is basically bringing his heavy hitters out 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Started now it's I guess okay. He had the first order marker on Ornak, which allows him to move his other 2 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's doing that. Okay.
Yeah, Ornak armies are really cool like that. I'll be honest though, I don't love that move in this, just like in this specific army composition, just because, I mean, if you're taking turns with Blade Gruts, you're taking turns with all of them anyway, and that just also allows you to get your Blade Gruts up. Now you've got kind of exposed heroes. Granted, it's turn 1, round 1, so it's like not the worst thing ever. But I just think you get a little bit better momentum if you go with Blade Gruts.
Yeah, I'm interested in the move. I mean, I don't know what the plan is there for that, other than just setting up. But when it comes to Narak, I don't know why Narak is positioned that way.
Yeah, this is kind of forward, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I'm a little confused. See, okay, but we got a hit. Okay.
I agree. But yeah. So a nice block there, but nice that you can come up with Q10 and start developing with that.
Like I said, those ranges, just start pecking away at your opponent's heroes.
Oh yeah, especially when you're going against an all melee army, like all that early damage you can do is just value that you can add to your long game strategy.
Exactly, it gives you advantage. And now we got Blade Gruts moving.
Yeah, we'll see how. I'm interested to see how Mr. Chompy continues his development after the Ornak move.
Sure.
Probably means he's got to develop Ornak a little bit. Maybe needs to move Grimneck in the next couple turns to get him out of the way of more blades coming up.
He definitely positioned to where now Grimneck is kind of in the way.
Yeah.
Actually, is in the way. Totally.
Kind of a roadblock. Okay, so it looks like he is going to move him. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, how is he able to move Grimneck again if it's a Blade Gruts moving? Is that another?
The Blade Gruts can bond with any of these heroes.
Gotcha. Okay, there you go. So, well, that's good then.
Yeah, so nice.
I love it how when you have like these types of armies together and you have those abilities to where, you can move more than one group or hero at a time. That is an advantage. So apparently that was the plan then, probably what he had in mind at the beginning. Okay, I'll start moving Mr. Chompy. Mr. Chompy's Chompy up here. I'm just going to start calling him Mr. Chompy. I think that I'm probably going to steal that name. That just it's like Waterboy, you know.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I'm finding good names through here. Um, and it's just, of course, names that the Airborne Elite will all of a sudden just say, out of the blue, like oh boy, here's Mr. Chompy. Oh boy, here's Waterboy.
Oh yeah. I can totally see
Sometime
that. That's awesome.
down the line in the series. But yeah, okay, so I got the blade that's moving.
That's coming in. Yeah, I don't love how. I mean, honestly, I think just kind of like we were saying with Narek. Now I think Grimneck is a little too forward. Like, just put him right there.
Yeah, because well, I mean, he's going to be exposed irregardless.
Right.
So you might as well move forward as much as you can and take whatever hits you need um, in order to start chomping away at your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, and if the Gladiatrons were closer to the front where you could chomp them, then I think that's a different thing. But like here, he's just giving up high. He doesn't get a shadow bonus, so I don't think it's worth going down there when you can just take even ground against the ranged attacks.
Yeah, I know it's and again is in the way unless he's got
That's true too. Yeah.
Blade Gruts moving, and he's still keeping shields though. So, or
yeah,
actually, we got one hit against him. Okay,
definitely could have been worse. I've seen a lot worse turns, and just from these tournament games.
So far, a little bit of luck is on Mr. Chompy's side. Let's see if that holds.
Yeah.
It's like watching like a wave cresting, and you're not sure which side that wave is going to fall. You can kind of start seeing signs, but you're not sure yet what's going to happen.
I really, really like that analogy. That's awesome, actually. I really like that. That's kind of how playing, like, especially melee is, because you kind of usually build up your forces and build and build and build and then just crash. That's awesome. I'm probably going to be using that image a lot more now, actually.
And that's part of the fun of Heroscape is when you have something like that happen. I always love playing Heroscape when you just have, a huge army against a huge army, and then they just clash. And even though I know Heroscape was mostly designed for there being not many miniatures on the field, but I like this destroying that idea totally and having at least like 25 miniatures against 25 miniatures on both sides and just having fun with it. It would take all day into the night, but
but I mean, that's like when I first got into the game when I was I don't know, at least 15 years younger than I am now, if not more. But like playing 1,000, 2,000 point games with my brother, those games took forever. And oftentimes we didn't finish them, but it was still awesome.
It's part of what gave me the idea for Tales of Valhalla too, especially when it came to thinking up a lot of those battle scenes that you see, like literally 100 miniatures on the screen, and then charging. I mean, that came originally from me just playing those types of game scenarios and being like, okay, this will take all week, but this is fun.
Right? Yeah. That totally makes sense. I mean, just playing with your toys.
Yeah. Basically. I was single at the time, so I could do that. Not so much anymore. Well, I mean, technically, I still do. I say it as, honey, I am working. It's I'm not getting paid, but it is work. Okay, so there. Now we're putting Grimneck on a little bit of a position of strength, but it's almost like putting him there. I understand you couldn't go any further, but it's almost like saying, okay, everybody come to me.
Right.
I don't think the other player is going to be like, yeah, sure, let me just bring my guys right to that chomping mouth
yeah,
range.
Exactly.
They're just going to be like, no, let's stay away and just keep on pot shotting.
Right, yeah, and that is going to be the tough spot of, especially like, Q10's pot shots are so strong with 8 range attack.
Yeah, we need to start canceling out Q10 like right now, like getting those gruts over there and start hacking at him. And I don't see that happening right now. We're just kind of
Mhm.
covering Grimnick, but that doesn't really cover Grimnick.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, I think that's exactly what's going through his mind. Is I've got to you know chase down Q10, which
Right.
honestly, you've got enough numbers. You really don't need to like overextend to get Q10, I think.
No.
But and I'm sure that's what's going through his mind is I got to get out Q10. And this position, like you said, this is kind of a nice position. Unfortunately, with all this range, he's not going to be like
But
coming into it.
but these gruts can move 6 spaces. They could have been at major
Mm-hmm.
Q10 like right now.
Right?
Why
Yeah.
did he move them over there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's doing an interesting mix of like kind of rushing out for Q10, but also going a little safe.
You need to engage
Also,
him
yeah,
though. I
like
mean,
if he was
there's
going to
no
do that,
time to really pause and be like, I need to think about this. No, no, you need to. I, I mean, the now if Grimnock gets hit, these are hits that could have been avoided. This next round.
mm-hmm.
Next time Rama like starts because he's going to probably start swinging against Grimnick again, and I just have a feeling that that was a missed opportunity.
It's true because he could have come like right here, I think,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
had
you could
a
have had at least a one or two blade gruts
at least
right
one there,
there,
definitely. I
getting
think
his
one
way
probably could have made
engaging.
it there too. Yeah.
Right.
So if you're gonna do that, yeah, I mean, like just commit to it, and especially where I think I remember seeing earlier that Rama had two on blasts and two on Q10. I could be wrong,
Mhm.
but if you know that the last one is gonna be on blasts, then I mean, yeah, definitely go for that because he's not gonna get much of a counterattack without the Gladiatrons able to
Mhm.
get super close.
And well, it's lucky that the last order marker was on or wait a minute. If it's on Blastatrons, does that mean Q10? Is there any um syncing with Blastatrons in Q10?
Um, no, not really. Like
Okay,
they'll get their homing beacon off of him, but that's like
sure.
you're if you're doing that, if that's your game plan, then that's kind of a losing game plan.
Yeah, but Q10 isn't taking another turn,
hmm
right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just movement bonding with the
Gotcha,
gladiatrons.
gotcha. Okay, so Mr. Chompy kind of lucked out there because if it would have been an order marker on Major Q10,
That could hurt.
that would hurt. So I guess lucky guess. I want to say lucky. It's all skill. These guys are skilled. Come on.
All
It's all
skill, 100% skill.
skills. All skills. But yeah, okay, so Blastotrons. Now I always love these guys. Even though when playing them, realizing how basically virtually useless they are.
The blastatrons.
Yeah, because it's like cool name and I mean goodness, the detail looks so good, but
Oh yeah.
they're they're really just melee guys, so you really need them next to somebody in order to
Oh, with the
get some
gladiatrons. Yeah,
hits.
yeah, yeah. You've got to like. I mean, without blastatrons, they're so bad.
Right. Right. I mean, their defense is a little strong. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, they definitely need backup and help
Mm-hmm.
on their own. No, thank you. Okay, and I'm looking this kind of like at okay, who's got I wouldn't say like miniature advantage, but playing field advantage, the terrain field advantage, and so far taking up the terrain is Mr. Chompy. He's
Mm-hmm.
established some ground there.
Got a forward position. Question is
Hmm.
just like how long does it last though against
Exactly.
all of this?
Hey, I didn't say that was a good or bad thing. I just said
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Then we're gonna see some Blastatron pot shots.
Oh, Blastotrons are moving. They're moving.
Blocked roll.
Okay.
It's always kind of nice when you're able to kill something with, one attack die.
Yeah. Up against like 5 defense dice though. That's kind of.
It's kind of a long shot.
But hey, you still gotta take it. Still gotta take it. Sometimes those
Oh, yeah.
one hit, shots, it's like they can get you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking to see what these rolls come out to be. Okay.
And honestly, I think that's
Strong defense.
Oh yeah, yeah, nice showing from him there. Which I mean,
There
like
we
it's
go.
not expected to take wounds from those one attacks, but I think that's kind of one of the strengths of the Blastitron army is their ability to relentlessly ping while they're also setting up, and you can't like rush them because the Gladiatrons will stop you,
Mm-hmm.
and then their pings get even stronger. But you also like if you sit back too long, then the Gladiatrons swarm you and they hit you hard. It's pretty fun.
That might be the reason why Mr. Chompy put the Blade Gruts right next to Grimneck, so you wouldn't be totally swamped if Blastostrons decided to go forward. I guess it was just a decision on his part looking, okay, what is more of a danger here? Is it these Blastotrons or is it a major Q10? And he just took a judgment call saying, I think the Blastotrons are the bigger threat to Grimnick at the moment.
That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, okay, rolling for initiative. So Rama's got first mark against Q10.
12,
okay,
nice.
Here we go. But now we'll see if that decision plays out or not.
Yeah, we'll see if. So let's see, 1 wound on Grimneck. So you're probably not quite, banking on killing Grimneck this turn.
But he's still gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
I think so let's see, 1, 2, 3. So you could move back to there, or that was the other thing I was wondering is if you go back here and shooting at Nirak, nice.
Yeah, interesting.
I actually really like that because Nirak is like such a huge defense boost for all of the orcs. And like a 4v3 is pretty good.
And Ramna would know his miniatures better than Mr. Chompy would. So he would know how to take them down depending on how well he knows his opponent's army.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing a little bit tactics here on Rama's end. A little bit, just thinking, okay, this is what I need to do now at this moment.
Yeah, like it gets him away from this Grimneck ball that's trying to catch him, so it like slows down Chompy's progress, and it allows him to get some momentum against Nirak. Interesting that he's going for the machine pistol here too, so he'll get 4 attacks at 2.
And got a hit.
Yeah, that's a great way to start it.
Nice. And I'm the type of person that I can see and this is why visually, especially using Major Q10 in the opening battle scenes of Tales of Valhalla Season 2, product placement. Go watch it. It's a wonderful special effects.
It is. It really is.
It's like when playing these games, I can see these types of things happen, even this digitally. And Narek's out.
Mm-hmm.
Good play on Rama's part. Good decision.
Yeah, that was a great machine pistol. I think most people would probably go for the normal attack right there, but I think that really paid off for him.
It did. That was and it was those shields not rolling for Mr. Chompy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Grimneck's gonna do some chomping.
Oh yeah, Mr. Chompy earning his name.
Here we go. But now, when it comes to Chomp, you got to roll 20-sided die, and
not against squad figures. Against squad figures, it's an automatic kill.
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, which is super nice.
Like you might as well just call Grimneck the lawnmower because that's basically what's happening right now.
Right. Yeah.
So get rid of Nirak, and a couple of blastotrons, a couple of what are those gladiatrons?
Yeah,
A couple gladiatrons
gladiatrons over
bite
here.
the dust a little bit.
So you will be able to get, yeah, an orc here and orc here to get a couple attacks down. So 4v4s, not bad at all. But I will say I don't love how overextended this is, because now you've got such a big gap between these guys and the rest of these figures.
But I think Mr. Chompy, I think he kind of knows what he's doing just a little bit. I mean, we might do things differently and it might work out. It might work out for him. Because I forgot that Grimnick, like for smaller ones, that he just mows them down. Don't even need to roll anything. So that does give a little bit of advantage, and he just has one wound on him. So
that is true.
But at the same time, now that Q10 has taken out Nirek, who do you think is going to come after next?
Got a nice big target right here.
Right. Have to think about that. So, we'll see what happens. Oh, so exciting.
It's a cool game. I also just love the theme of just all these orcs versus all these Soulborgs.
Right. Now, can you see when Nirek got taken down by whatever special effect wrist rocket attack or Gatling gun? Can you just see all those wound markers just exploding everywhere? And
oh yeah.
Beautiful practical glory,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And especially because it took all 4 shots, right? So I can totally see a hit. Oh, a block. Oh, but he's gone.
And Nirek just explodes into a million wound tokens.
I do like this. This Blade Grut catching this Blastotron off on its own. That's a good catch from Chompy, because that'll be should be a really easy pick off for him.
Little mini battle there. Yep, looks like it. Yep, someone's getting hit. Because when the skulls roll and there are no shields, a figure has bitten the dust.
Yeah.
Wow, just 3 0 shields in a row.
Yeah,
wow,
that's crazy. That's 0 out of 10. I guess
those aren't good odds.
Right. 3 out of 14 if you want to include this top one, but still.
Now, I was thinking at the beginning of this round that it's Mr. Chompy can have an advantage as long as things go his way and he just starts mowing down all the other miniatures, all the other, all his opposition. If he's able to do that, then he could maintain the advantage. The only thing that worries me is Mr. Major Q10.
Yeah. Exactly, because, immune to Chomp, good defense against these lower attack figures. If Rama, I think Rama's win condition is kind of taking out these Blade Gruts and then focusing on Chompy.
Maybe. But those Blade Gruts aren't being easy to kill at the moment. And,
it's true.
And now that Mr. Chompy's Chompy is chomping away, it makes it even more difficult.
I like it.
You have to say that. Come on, it's too perfect. It's just too perfect. Even though technically it's not his miniatures, but it's not his army, it's his opponent's army, but he's using it, so I'm gonna use that. See here, okay, so we got Blastotrons.
Looking for those good engagements with these Gladiatrons.
Yep. So let's see how Rama can respond here. So I'm guessing then Major Q10 will probably be in order marker number 3.
That's what I'd imagine, I think.
Maybe.
Potentially it's Blastotrons, but I don't.
I mean, if it were me, I could go either way. I could be okay, let me get my my common miniatures out there and just start meleeing and doing little pot shots, and then Q10's just there, just chilling until the next round. Or Major Q10 could have, first order marker and third order marker. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Grimneck is just a powerhouse. My goodness. He is
really
so
is.
fun. He is so fun.
He's awesome. Easily one of the coolest figures in the game. Just, I mean, like,
Right.
Also a super strong figure in the game, but I mean, if you're just going for cool factor, Grimneck, he eats stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, and now I have a question. Is Grimneck the name of the orc on top of the beast, or is Grimneck the name of the beast? The
So,
dinosaur beast?
that's a great question and one that has been debated over the
It has
ages.
been, yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that canonically Grimneck is the name of the orc, but
I think that was the conclusion overall, I think.
yeah. But I
For most
think there was
discussions.
like a thread or an argument or like an article, something like that on the forums that was discussing it, and it's like, well, if Grimneck is the orc, then why is the target point on the T-Rex instead of the orc? And had like all these points going both ways, and it's
You know what?
awesome.
This should settle the debate, okay? The orc's name is Grimneck. The dinosaur's name is MrChompy. Let's just put it. Let's just say it's that, okay?
I'm down with that. I'm down to
I'm
make
going
that
to
canon.
dub the dinosaur Mr. Chompy from now until the end of time. So, Mr. Chompy, you just got your name on a Heroscape miniature, dubbed by us. It is a signed seal of approval.
It's as official as it gets. Unfortunately, as soon as you named him, Mr. Chompy goes down.
Oh,
That was
So
rather unfortunate timing.
Okay, and I didn't even see that. How did that go down?
So that was 2 attacks of 4. First 4 skulls, 2 shields, and then 2 skulls, 0 shields. So yeah.
Who was firing? Was it the Blastotrons?
Yeah, Blastotrons.
Wow,
He was
they
engaged
just
to
took
these
him
3,
out.
so yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Now that does hurt. Okay. So, and that's the only thing. Grimneck, or Mr. Chompy, has the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chompy's Mr. Chompy has the advantage unless you kill him, and then
Right,
your
yeah.
advantage is gone. And then it's like you're gonna have a hard time recovering after that.
Yeah, and that's why I think kind of like, so I mean, I'm going to come back to that wave that you were talking about. I think he should have let his wave build up here more
Right.
before crashing, because now
Right.
it's just kind of, I mean, it looks great, right? When you've got Grimneck here and you've got Orcs here,
Uh-huh.
it looks awesome until Grimneck's gone, and then it's a little
And now
less.
these orcs are just like, we're dead. We're dead.
Leader, where'd you go?
We're dead. Now, so, that was Rama's order marker 2, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so we didn't even know what order marker 3 was yet.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not even there, and Grimneck got taken out. Wow,
Mhm.
those were some good hits then.
Yeah.
Skulls, yeah. I see how
very
you got
timely.
4 skulls, 2 shields. Okay, so there were 2 hits there, and then 2 skulls and 0 shields. Yep. Okay, that was just, those were those dice draws that you don't want to have
Mhm.
happen, and if you can't hold out, then that's what happens.
And now it looks like Mr. Chompy's just gonna try to go full flunge, which, I mean, yeah, you've definitely got to keep attacking with these guys while you've got them up here.
Yeah.
I don't know about the attack up on Q10. I think you can develop a little bit more, but I mean, at this point, I think Chompy's kind of looking for those rolls, because I guess he's killed, let's see, a few Gladiatrons and Blastotrons. I can't tell exactly what of each there, but I mean, losing Narak and Grimneck, it just puts him in such a hole.
I think the wave has crested and fallen towards Rama's side a little bit. I mean, he's lost some miniatures, but he still has major Q10 without a wound. He's got plenty of Blastotrons. He's got a lot of range against these guys, and then you got Gladiatrons to gum up to where your ranged attackers really aren't in that much danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Well,
mean,
I
like
mean, we'll see
it's
how this goes, but I think another round, or I think in the next round, I think it's probably going to be almost over. Either a surrender or go into the couple rounds, and it's just done.
yeah. I mean, I totally agree, and I mean, honestly, I'm just okay. So now I'm seeing waves everywhere, but like you can kind of see, you've got like just this nice Gladiatron, 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 Gladiatron,
Right?
Gladiatron, and then all these Blastertrons behind it. Like this is like a constant pressure.
It's a good screen. It's a very good screen.
Mm-hmm.
A very good setup on Rama's side.
So we'll see if I mean like, and this is the point where like Chompy's got to like, he's just kind of got to bank on some rolls to bail him out right now.
Right. And so far,
Okay,
okay, we got one
there's a
hit.
kill.
Yeah, we got one hit. We're trying to swing at Major Q10, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, looks like there's going to be one. Ooh, nice. Another one of them. So now down to 3 Gladiatrons, which is a good point to get it to.
Okay, getting some hits, But will it be enough? I don't know. Okay, yeah, and Rama's choice for order marker 3 was Major Q10.
Yeah,
so if
nice
the Blastotrons
choice.
wouldn't have taken care of Grimnick, Major Q10 probably would have.
Mm-hmm. And now he can. I mean,
well, he's got to take care of the orc in front of him, right?
Yeah, he's got to get this guy first. But I mean, Q10 loves going against low defense squatties.
Oh yeah. That's the most fun you can have with that miniature.
Oh yeah. I'm interested.
Like,
I wonder if he goes for the machine pistol again. The 2v3 here is, I think, maybe what's a little worrying. But yep, he's going for it, and I think that's right because that allows him to kill a lot more.
Kaboom.
Oh, but he blinks.
Oops. That's a weapon malfunction if I ever saw one.
And
Ooh.
2 blinks.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes up for his nice string against Narek earlier.
Yeah. And Grimnick.
Right.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, those unlucky rolls, it's still crested on the fact that you just took out 2 of your opponent's major major players. So now, is this Ornick moving?
Yep, this is Ornick.
Okay, so Ornick's trying to rally the troops here, but he's by himself. He's going to bring anybody else along with him.
Yep, and you've still got all of these. I mean, you know, it's never great when you're seeing this many orcs in the start zone.
So, what do you think at the beginning, like first round? It should have just been, like Orc Gretz, like all 3 order markers basically. So it could have moved him out in the middle of the field, and then start moving Grimnick and the others.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you can be bonding with the heroes too, and I think, like, you know, putting Narek here
together,
and maybe Grimneck up here, and getting Tornak in there somewhere. But yeah, I think you just want to build around here a lot,
right?
And
create your own screen.
Yeah, because especially like so, and Q10 can definitely make a melee player nervous, right? Because that's so much power at a range, and so that, I mean, Rama definitely used him correctly to try to get Chompy to come out and overextend, which is exactly what happened. But
those are some good moves.
Yeah, it's important to remember though, like with Narek and Grimneck in play, and Shadow, you can boost the defense of the Blade Gruts so much, and you also have so many numbers that it just doesn't really matter as long as you build and build until you're ready to just crash in with, 16 orcs.
Correct.
It kind of looks like a bird, but anyway.
tweet. Here we go. Okay, so Orc is trying to sneak behind Q10. I don't think Q10's going to like that very much.
Stab him in the back. Yeah, and MrChompy's like, you can see like with these small tactics, he's picking good spots to get to.
He's trying hard not to give up. I don't think he's going to concede. I think he's going to be like you're gonna have to take out more of me first.
Mm-hmm. And I think his tactics are fine, really. It's just like the
Mhm.
overall strategy of just getting nervous and going for Q10 so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what he was trying to do. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't know if I would have done it in that way, especially in a hurry. He was in a hurry to gain so much ground, yet
Mm-hmm.
uh, he only took just a portion of his army with him.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, honestly, so I was listening to the Casters of Valhalla podcast the other day,
Right.
and they were
Hmm.
talking about bonding melee. And one thing that I really like that they said is that Heroscape is there's a huge patience curve in Heroscape where like you've got to be able to just embrace patience a lot of the time because that pays off so hard.
Well, it's like what we were talking about earlier is how we used to enjoy, fighting with armies that took a week
Mm-hmm.
to play through. I mean, that's where you develop the patience, and that's where you develop like, okay, what's going to take for in these scenarios to get all of these up there within a reasonable amount of time to maintain keep your army integrity, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And it looks like the GG is called here.
Okay.
I'm imagining what happened is time was called because since this was a live event, the games were timed,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure that Rama took the win here. I
Yeah,
guess I'd have to count
that's
points to
got
be
to be
sure,
Rama's
but
game. Yeah.
yeah, let's see. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So 3.5 squads. Oh, he only lost 2 blade gruts actually. That's interesting. But all the heroes.
Right. I think that comes into play. I mean when it comes to like time, what now, how do you tally up points at the end of a game like this?
That's a great question. So basically, what you do is you look at what's still on the board. So for MrChompy, he's got full life Ornak, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 blade gruts.
Hmm.
Each blade grut is worth 10 points if you're because they do partial squat or partial card scoring. So 10 points each, so that's 140 plus 100 for Ornak. So Chompy has 240 points on the board. And then for Rama, you look at full life Q10 is 150, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blastatrons would be, let's see, 60 and then 45 because each one is worth 15 points. That's another 105. And then you've got your 2 Gladiatrons, which are worth 40, which is more than 240 points. So that
Right.
would put Rama
So
in
it
the
adds
lead.
up. Okay. Okay, well then, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, say if Grimnick would have still survived, would have given MrChompy the edge?
Oh yeah, actually, because I mean
Okay,
he did kill a good amount of the gladiatrons, especially.
right.
I think Grimneck with like even 3 life, say he took a couple wounds and he had like 3 life at this point. Um, that's still, let's see, 3 life Grimneck is about 80 points, I think, but um, that's still such a strong um Sorry. That's
No,
enough points to make it a whole lot closer,
sure.
and especially if you've got Grimneck throughout the game chomping more stuff, then I mean I think that probably puts Chompy in the lead.
Yeah, and now that you mentioned that this was a time game, that changes the overall strategy and tactics altogether.
Mm-hmm.
If it was timed, I actually think MrChompy's whole strategy for the situation then was very reckless. Um, I think what you were saying about bringing your armies together is even more relevant now. Now that I understand that this is timed and it ends at a certain point, you want to you want to take out as many miniatures as possible, but you also want to maintain the point integrity of your army as well, especially
Yeah.
with your baddies. So, um, yeah, I mean, the more that I'm looking into this, yeah, that was a very reckless move. Um, from my perspective.
Yeah, just got just like
Huge
got it
gamble.
too a little too antsy at the beginning, pushed out a little too far, then got caught off guard. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and just didn't work out for MrChompy with his overall strategy. I will say, I mean, like these are both pretty strong players. I think so. This was Rama's
Sure.
first tournament that he played in. Actually, he lives, like he doesn't live where he can play with a ton of escapers all the time. So this online
Sure.
event was his first chance at a at an actual tournament. Chompy,
Good
I think,
shot.
goes to Gen Con, but both of these players, just to give credit where credit is due, because these were both strong players. Both of these players
For
made it
sure.
into day 2 of the championship.
There you go.
And so even though like this is day 1, Chompy lost here, Rama also lost a game or two in the first day, but they both had a good enough record to be able to move on to day 2.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, if Grimnick would have been able to hold on, then it
Mm-hmm.
would be an entirely different thing. Then it would have been a gamble that would have worked, but unfortunately, just didn't work this time.
Yeah, yeah. And why would you try to gamble in a game that has dice? That's
Never bet against the dice because they will always come out to haunt you the rest of your life.
It's true. It's true.
Yes, this is something that anybody who's played Heroscape knows very well.
Oh yeah.
Both skulls and shields will just they'll
Mhm.
they'll end up hating you
It's called running
for,
Deathwalker.
forever. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly though, I do think this is a cool game. I mean, like,
Oh, I
I don't
love it.
think MrChompy's overall strategy worked out, but I think we did see some good, like, I mean, not some, a lot of good gameplay from him, even so. And Rama just had like a really strong strategy from the start, and I think that's what
Mhm.
ultimately got him the win in the end.
For sure. And I mean, if I would say Mr. Chompy was reckless, I would also say it was also bold. So
Yeah,
one
yeah.
negative, one positive. I mean, it was a bold move. It's just something that didn't pan out exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there could have been things that could have been done, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun.
Oh
And
yeah,
and and now Grimnick's dinosaur has a name.
right. And that's the most
And
important part.
exactly, and we've established it, and I'm gonna call him Mr. Chompy from now on. So
I dig it. That's
there you
awesome.
go. I see. I love taking things from when I come on board here, and hosting. It's
I'm
fun.
glad to help fuel your creativity. But yeah, I mean, like exactly like you said, this is a great game, and these are like I said, I played against both of these guys. They're both great players, great people to play with, and so I was really happy that, and like I didn't know I was gonna play MrChompy, this early into the tournament, but once I did play against him, I'm like, hey, I've got a game against both Rama and Chompy. This is a really happy accident that I'm like, cool, I get to cast a game between two players that I played against. It's really cool. I had a lot of fun with this event.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, including like the other players that I've helped host and talk about with. I hope I see these guys in the future, sometime in the future, and
Hmm.
and comment on them again because everybody just really solid players.
Yeah, yeah. It's such a cool scene. And with that, since I feel like that's kind of a good segue, I will
For
just say
sure.
really quick with like the whole online con stuff. I've been saying it in the videos. I'll say it some more. Um, it was an awesome event. Tons of cool players. Tons of good games. Overall, like all the events were awesome. And definitely keep an eye out for more of it to come on this channel. Also, though, you don't have to wait on this channel because my pace is limited, especially where I'm starting up a job right now. It's a little bit limited on how much I can do at a time. So definitely check out links in the description. There's a link to the battle reports thread. You can read what players were thinking in their games, which is always a cool perspective to get. You can check out Infected Sloth, aka Filthy's Twitch stream, which has a good amount of the finals games on it, where he's talking with other of the Casters of Valhalla crew, other good players, other good Gen Con players. They're talking about games that like those were really awesome for me to be able to watch live. It was really cool, and there'll be a link there that you can check out. Yeah, just lots of cool stuff that you can check out already for this event, which was super duper successful.
Content, lots of content is
Hmm.
always a good thing.
Yeah. And speaking of content, also make sure you check out another link in the description below, which is Tales of Valhalla's channel. I mean, it's, it's, it's dadgum awesome.
And
That's how I'll
like I
put
said,
it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
No, it's just gonna that's just how I'll put it. Dadgum awesome is how I'll describe it this
ahead.
time.
The Yeah, and like I said last time, if you want to binge watch a show,
Hmm.
we have 2 seasons up there, including a couple of videos that are character introductions, which are stop motion animations of the characters themselves, introducing themselves in some type of comedic scenario, like
Hmm.
Raylan, Sergeant Drake Alexander, the Airborne Elite. They're up there in segments. You just gotta hunt them down in the playlist section of our YouTube page.
Yeah, a lot. I've watched those character introductions too. Those are super fun. It's like super creative stuff. You also, just to kind of like um expand on what you've got to offer, I was looking through your YouTube stuff, and you've also got like, I don't know if they're quite tutorials, but like going through your process while making videos. Is that correct?
Yes, for season 1, I did a little bit of behind the scenes and how I started that creative process. I got none of that for seasons 2 and 3 because that took a lot of time, and I just don't have the time for it now.
Hmm.
But I do during season 2. I did live stream sometimes when I was animating. I do live stream uh, my current editing process. Even though at this current time, I have not live streamed in a while because my internet is just something needs to be worked on,
Okay.
and so at a pause for the moment. But usually, I'm on every Wednesday night on Twitch, going through whatever I'm editing as far as Tales of Valhalla is concerned, and I give updates on how season 3 production is going, and then I post a bit of them on the YouTube page and those processes. Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, like tons of really cool videos for viewers to check out. Like I mean, the like the Tales of Valhalla, the series videos that follow the Airborne Elite to start with are awesome. And then like just like more cool stuff that you can watch about the whole process in and of itself if you're into that as well. It's a really cool channel. I love it.
Oh, and I'm going to mention again because I mentioned high ground tiles last time. I'm going to mention it again this time
Oh
because
yeah.
I just am loving. I 3D print. I am continuing 3D printing all the time. A lot of terrain, and especially for like a lot of what I'm animating currently, um, has a lot of 3D printed terrains for these scenes. And I did do an interview and was able to do some videotape and interview the owners of High Ground a little
Oh.
over a year ago, and I have that interview video on the Tales of Valhalla YouTube page. So if you want to look them up, um, find that video, go to their website. Honestly, check them out because these terrains really enhance the battlefield a lot and just provides just a lot more depth uh,
Mm-hmm.
visually, as well as gameplay, to your battlefield. It's just lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Good people. Good company.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean I think that's definitely a worthy plug. I've seen so many cool things, and then like just also from your like things that you've been able to show is so many cool just terrain pieces, add-ons, line of sight blockers, all kinds of stuff. It's awesome.
The best is yet to come.
I'm super excited about it. But yeah, so thank you so much, Tales of Valhalla, for joining today
Thanks for having me
for this
stop
game.
in.
Yeah, always, of course. Do you have anything? And I guess you shared a little bit about High Ground, but I don't know. Do you have anything else you'd like to share, plug, endorse, anything at all before we sign off?
I guess say just current production. I am animating, and I mentioned this before, but I am now getting in depth to animating uh, battle scenes within the Crumland Desert. And if you're familiar with the Valhalla map, Crumland is mostly all desert area. terrain, and we're going to have a lot of fight scenes in there. And so currently animating that, and that's going to take a little while to do because we got literally, I'd say about 15 to 25 pages of script.
Wow.
For fight scenes and dialogue and just a lot of things happening during a few episodes in the middle of season 3, basically, latter middle of season 3. So hopefully within the next couple months we'll have some images to show, photos to show of that, and maybe we'll reveal some things. I don't know. I'll need to think about it. But yeah, with that, I'll just go with what Toothpick says when he says, "I can feel the wind rushing through my nostrils." I got to put that on a T-shirt one day, or is it moving through my nostrils? It's one of those things, but I definitely got to put that on a T-shirt one of these days.
That's a great T-shirt. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what's coming, down the pipeline for your show. That's really exciting. Yeah, thanks again so much for joining Tales of Valhalla, and also viewers as well. Thank you as always for joining. Make sure that you check out Tales of Valhalla. Check out all the other links that I put in the description because there's so much cool stuff to check out. Remember what a glorious world it is that we live in, and have yourself a great Heroscape and day. This will be 10 points under and out.